Welcome back, guys. Today we'll be creating a little bit of a pad sound with an operator. Let's take a listen to the sound we'll be creating, okay? Okay, the sound is created with an operator, so let's start and load up operator here in a new MIDI track, and I'm just going to copy those few notes and chords I played over. And now we should be getting this, which doesn't sound that bad at all, but we might want a little bit more than that. So let's go ahead and go in this oscillator tab view. Before we were in the envelope kind of view, now we go in the oscillator view, where we can actually change the waveform. And we're going to do that in just a second here. Just take a listen what I'm going to do here. Now the whole sound is a little bit brighter. Now you might ask me why I didn't use those waveform possibilities here in the middles, and that's because I want all the even harmonics and not the uneven harmonics. Just to give you an example. And there's a little bit of a difference between those two. And yeah, okay, now let's use those. It brightens up the sound a little bit, and let's give it this pad kind of sound that everybody knows. And that's basically the very, very, very long attack sound. Now I'm just going to, I don't know, crank it up a little bit. Let's listen to it. I don't know. Now we got the problem that every time the note ends, the whole sound cuts out way too fast. So let's up the release here to, I don't know, let's say a few seconds. Hey, what did you do there? Okay. So let's listen to this. Just give me a second here. I'm just going to disable the other instances of operator here, because we don't want any crackling going on here. For whatever reason, my computer just decided to make a backup, so yeah, thanks for that. But now we got this pad kind of characteristic with the long attack and the long release, and if I just press a note here, well, even though I let go of the key, it still takes a while till the sound ends, so it's got this slow release to it. It's a really nice feel, really great with chords. So it kind of rings while we let go. Now that's nice, but it's still very, very, well, it's not bright enough for me. There's not enough high harmonic content. So let's up the ante a little bit here and add another oscillator in. And for that I'm just going to copy oscillator 1 here. And now this is gonna sound horrible, so let's bring the level down. Yeah, something like that. Very, very bright. And now let's treat this second oscillator here a little bit like a filter. So what we're going to do is we want all those high harmonic frequencies to come in a little bit later than the actual a few sine waves we got going on here in our second oscillator, in our first oscillator. And to get that effect, I'm just going to increase the attack of this even more to, I don't know, let's say like around 2 seconds. Or maybe a little bit less. But now there's this really, really unpleasant high sound going on as long as we hold the note down. So to get rid of that a little bit, we're going to put down the sustain to, I don't know, like -5 decibels or something like that. Let's listen to that. Maybe bring down the last thingy a little bit. And let's increase the decay so it doesn't go like if you take a listen to one note here, just it goes down really fast, and we want a little bit of a slower thing going on here. So I'm going to pump this up to like, I don't know, not 60 seconds, but maybe, I don't know, 7 seconds or something. And to dial this in a little bit more accurately, I'm pressing the command key and holding that while playing with these with these parameters here. So it gives me a little bit of often more accurate resolution. It takes longer to scroll up and down through the stuff, but you do have the possibility of choosing a little bit more accurately. Yeah, so that's achieved by pressing command. I don't actually know what the key on Windows is. I'm assuming it's probably control or something like that. Okay, let's bring in a little bit more higher frequencies, and for that I'm just going to copy over the first oscillator here again, and let's bring it down. More. Almost sounds like a saw wave in between there without a filter or whatever. That's quite an interesting sound. Let's keep that, and let's go ahead and actually let's go ahead and actually play around with the attack and the release here, because the attack is now way too fast. So let's give it a little bit more time. And again, we're doing this to have those higher frequencies creep in as time progresses when we press on note. So, and what I've done here with the melody is we have some notes that are being played shorter and some that are being held like throughout multiple chords here. And this gives this whole thing a very organic feeling to it, because every note is in a different place in the envelope phases here. And it really adds something to the sound. So yeah, maybe I like the attack like that, yeah. Let's pump up the release even more, so the sound continues to be high when the note is being released. Yeah, something like that. Just fades out a little bit more slowly. Yeah, I like that. And now let's go ahead and play with the filter a little bit. So now we got a very bright sound here. So I'm going to bring down the frequency here. We got a really soft, deep kind of sound, but we may not actually want that, so let's bring up the envelope here and add a little bit more modulation in here. So for that I'm just, I don't know, let's put it to like 50% to start off with, not 500, 50. And you can hear there's nothing really happening, and that's because the envelope is closing within 600 milliseconds, and that's basically the time it needs. The whole thing needs to start a note anyway, so we can't really hear anything. So let's pump that up to, I don't know, a lot. Let's put it up even more. I don't know. 19 might be a little bit too long. But let's add in a little bit more of those higher frequencies we just took out, and we're going to do that with the soft Waveshaper here. And let's drive it a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Now, this is a very interesting thing to do, because we're not using the original frequencies that were there. We're actually removing them with the filter, and then we're applying a little bit of wave shaping and distortion of the sound here, just to get some kind of harmonics back in. Now, by doing this, we actually get a different set of harmonic content up in the higher frequencies than we originally had. So just I'm just going to A/B it here for you. And this soft wave shaper with just a little bit of distortion here adds a really nice harmonic, warm kind of feeling to it. I really do like that. So now we got that going on. Let's modulate the filter even more, and I'm just going to select the filter here and deselect the pitch of all of these others. And let's sync it like, I don't know, let's sync it to... Yeah, 1/8 is okay. I like that, I actually do. Now we're going to turn off retrigger here, just so the envelope is free running, meaning if we were to press a note, it doesn't just reset the whole phase of the oscillator. Instead, it just keeps running and, well, it kicks in wherever it is on the phase. And this basically gives us the security that if we're holding a few notes here at the same time, let's say, and press another note at the not in time with the other notes that are being played, it doesn't reset the LFO here, because that would sound weird. I don't know if you got that. It's really hard to explain what it does. Basically we have a synced waveform, so I'm just going to say it like this. We have a synced waveform, and we're going to be playing in time anyway, so why would we want to have the waveform reset if we play in a way that wouldn't make a difference? Because listen to it. And with no fucking difference. No, we might as well leave it on. Okay, now the last thing I want to do is pump up the voices a little bit, because we got a lot of release going on and a lot of attack, so all those notes smear a bit into each other. And if we have it on 6 voices here, we're not actually having the opportunity to play or have operator play all of these notes here. For example, we have 4 notes playing at the same time here, and again 4 notes. That would be at this point where there's a transition. Those notes are still in the release phase because the key was just let go, and these are just in the attack phase. So here they are smearing into each other a little bit. But since it's defaulted to 6 voices only, we couldn't really play all of them. We might only play these, or we might only play these, and that's gonna sound weird. So because it basically cuts off 2 of those voices, and by increasing it to 10, we basically guarantee that all the notes are playing all the time. So that's the reason for that. You might want to decrease it if it takes up too much of your processing power. You just saw at the beginning there where my notebook started to crackle here, and that's just because I got 3 instances of this operator running here, each with 10 voices that are going at the same time. It's a lot of voices to render, and actually it's 30 because we're gonna duplicate this whole thing twice in a few minutes here, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. The next thing we want to do in this little general page here is we want to automate the volume and the frequency we cut off of the filter by the velocity. And let's type something that's not too high, like, I don't know, yeah, 40 for both. And I'm just going to go ahead and add one of these velocity MIDI effects in here. And they have a really nice feature, and that's basically this random knob. Now, I like to keep this number somewhere below 25. And I just chose 18 because why the hell not? And what this does is basically randomizes the velocity up or down by 18 steps on the MIDI values from 0 to 127. Now this gives us a randomized volume to play with, and we're going to apply that to the volume of the synth as well as the filter frequency. So this gives this whole sound a little bit more of a natural organic feel to it, because it's not the same every time we play a note here. It actually changes the volume and the filter frequency cutoff. So we have just a little bit of difference each time we play the sound. And think about it, you would have the same thing if you would play, I don't know, a drum or whatever. Every time you hit it slightly different with a slightly different velocity or whatever. So the sound is going to be different, just a tiny little bit every time you hit it. Now, our brain kind of knows this and expects the sound to be a little bit different every time. Otherwise, it just feels kind of computerized and wrong to us. So we are adding this human kind of feeling, this human kind of mistake making in here by randomizing the velocity and using those random numbers here. Okay, now we got a very interesting sound here, and that's all good and nice and awesome to have. Now, the next thing we might want to do is get a little bit of detune and a little bit of stereo with going on here. And for that, I'm going to group this thing into an instrument rack and duplicate it twice. And 2 of those copies I'm just going to reduce in volume. Now I'm choosing 10 decibels. You can change that, or we can change that later on. I'm just doing that because we have 2 copies of those, so the volume is going to double up, and we still want our operator, our main operator we just programmed here, to be the loudest in those. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to detune these by 5 cents. And I'm going to detune the other one by, I don't know, 10 cents or something. And we're using this fine-tune knob here because operator doesn't have a detune knob. And we're going to pan one hard right and one hard left and just take a listen to what we have in the difference. So that's the normal sound we just created. And that's the detune sound. And now I'm going to add all of them together. Now there's a real difference here. Before and after. Yeah, we're not even going to change the minus 10 decibels or whatever. This is perfect. Fuck yeah. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to just mess around a little bit here. I'm going to put this a little bit up, this a little bit down, and I don't know, this should suffice. Just so, again, we have slightly different copies. This gives us a little bit more of this stereo feel. We already detuned them against each other, so there should be a little bit of a difference, but now we got one that's a little bit brighter than the other one. This should be quite awesome too. Now, we are not going to use saturation anymore because we already got our soft shaping going on. And we're not going to use compression on this. Those are going to be decisions that you're going to have to make on your own if you want to implement it into the mix. What we are going to do, however, is add a little bit of a high shelf here. I'm just going to listen how that sounds. And my MacBook again is trying to escape from the table by pumping up the fans and the CPU power here. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going to delete tracks even if we're not using them. Holy shit, what the hell is happening? Okay. No crackling. So I'm just going to add this little bit of a high shelf in here because we want to emphasize those high frequencies a little bit more, and this is going to make it come through the mix a little bit better. And the last thing that a lot of pads actually use is a chorus, and we're going to take this down a little bit. I don't know. Yeah. Nope. I'm very sorry for the crackling. What the hell is going on? Give me a second here. So this is the sound we just created, and let's listen to the sound we had at the beginning, and that's this one. And you can see there's one thing missing, and that's basically just going to delete everything here again, just because my MacBook's kind of messing up right now. So we need a little bit of reverb in here, so let's take a listen to that. Now I'm using the same reverb for almost everything, and that's Ableton's Convolution Reverb Pro here. And I'm just using the Real Places German Concert Hall. It has a really big feeling to it, but it has a very short decay time for that big feeling of 1.8 seconds. So it doesn't mess up your mix too much, it's really nice. And now we basically are finished. So we just have to get the rest back right now. Perfect. And let's add the sub bass back in here. And there we have it. That's the sound. Alright, the next sound we're going to create is this one in the next week's video. If you have any questions, well, we should probably play the sound here. If you have any questions left or whatever, just put them in the comments below. I do read all of them right now because I have like 2 viewers. Nah, never mind. It's quite a lot actually. I just hit like 700 subscribers. I never thought that more than like 50 people would watch my videos, but apparently people like them. So I'm just going to continue making them and hope to help you out somehow. I actually learned all of my professional wrongdoing here with Ableton by watching other people with videos. So I'm kind of thinking I have to give that back and help others out. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing here in the next few days or weeks or whatever, and I'm just going to continue making a few videos because one of the commenters actually suggested I do make some nice pad sounds and plugs and stuff like that. So I'm going to upload some of those in the in the next few months or weeks or days or however I find time to do that. And that's it for today. I wish you a very nice day. Thanks for watching.